Time is running out to vote in the Norman elections. Find out what you need to bring to the polls. And the dramatic move made by Governor Stitt that he says will help improve test scores.
Plus, winter weather alerts are already set in stone for tonight's ice storm event. How that affects OU Norman campus coming up. This is OU Nightly. We begin tonight with winter weather advisories across the state. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Alexa Dringus.
And I'm Rachel Mosshammer. OU campuses will be remote learning tomorrow, and Norman Public Schools say they have canceled classes. The chances of sleet and snow continue to increase, and the largest team of collegiate meteorologists in the nation are tracking the details.
OU Nightly meteorologist Chloe Arroyo joins us in the studio. Chloe, what can we expect? Yes, ladies, winter weather alerts are already in effect, and they are until 12 p.m. on Wednesday after this system pushes through in much of Oklahoma. These are winter weather advisories. Now we're going to kick off our team weather coverage with OU Nightly meteorologist Joel Robinson. He's live at the National Weather Service here to give us some preparation tips for your car. Joel?
Yes, thank you, Chloe. Like you said, I'm standing right here in front of the National Weather Center where a team of meteorologists is hard at work forecasting this upcoming winter storm. Now, we do know that OU has moved classes to online tomorrow, but in case you do need to get out, here's a couple of things you can do to prepare your vehicle for the upcoming ice. First thing you want to do is purchase one of these if you haven't done so already. This is an ice scraper, so you can scrape off your windshield of any ice that develops. The second thing you want to do before the winter storm actually gets here is move those windshield wipers upward like this. That way they'll avoid being iced over onto your windshield. So those are a couple things you can do to prepare for the upcoming winter storm. Chloe, I'm going to send it back to you now.
Well, thanks, Joel. Now, as you prepare, we also want to keep you informed. So coming up in a bit, we're going to talk more about that timeline, everything we know so far, and a little bit more on that winter weather safety coming up in just a bit. The seat for mayor here in Norman is on the ballot, and polls open this morning for voters to cast their vote for Norman's next mayor. We have team coverage tonight on the mayoral and odd number ward elections. We begin tonight with our reporter Abigail Franklin live at the Cleveland County Election Board. Abigail, are voters getting to vote out in this cold weather?
Well, yeah, they absolutely are. The good news is right now it's just cold outside, and it's not stopping any voters here in Norman from getting out to their local polling places and casting their ballot. What's on that ballot? Well, there's 3 candidates running for mayor here in Norman. What we know about those candidates is that one of them is incumbent Larry Heikla, who has held office, the mayor's seat, since 2022. The second one is current Ward 7 Councilman Stephen Tyler Holman, and he is one of the longest serving members, on City Council. He's been serving since 2013. And last but certainly not least, the third candidate is Riley Mullenix. He's an attorney here in Norman, and all 3 of these candidates are running kind of similar platforms with one another, touching on some of Norman's hottest topic items here, like homelessness, public safety, the Oklahoma Turnpike that's looking to run through Norman, as well as the entertainment district. If you're still needing to cast your vote for one of those mayor candidates, you still have time. Polls are going to close at 7 p.m. If you're in line at 7, it's important that you stay in line because you still have the opportunity to vote. And what we do know is that if one of those candidates tonight does not receive the majority vote, that there will be a runoff election, and that's going to be held on April 1st. Now, we reached out to all of those candidates to have one last sit-down meeting as polls open today to kind of discuss some of their campaign platforms, but unfortunately, we did not hear back from them today. We're going to be monitoring the results as they come in tonight, so stay with us to see who's winning each race here in Norman. Live at the Cleveland County Election Board, Abigail Franklin, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Abigail. Other important local offices are up on Norman's chopping block.
Norman Wards 1, 3, 5, and 7 are seeking to elect or re-elect their council chair. OU Nightly's Olivia Hayes joins us now live in the studio to break down the candidates for us. Olivia?
Rachel, Alexa, in Ward 1, there's 2 candidates, but 3 on the ballot. The third candidate, Drew Hooper, recently dropped out, endorsing David Gandisbury. Gandisbury says he supports a public vote on the Rock Creek Entertainment District TIF, and the incumbent, Austin Ball, supports the build of that entertainment district. Ball was also recently arrested for embezzlement from campaign funds. In race 3, Sandra Artman and incumbent Bree Montoya are all on the ballot. Montoya says she's anti-turnpike and supports the city continuing to provide homeless services. Artman says she's running on a promise to prioritize public safety and support local businesses. Ward 5 has 3 candidates vying for the seat: incumbent Michael Nash, Trey Kirby, and Cindy Tasillo. Nash says he wants to provide a more direct connect to the unhoused looking for help. Kirby says he wants to promote community engagement to bridge the gap between leadership and community. Tasillo says she wants to prioritize funding for emergency services and halt taxpayer spending on homeless services. Kimberly Blodgett and Amanda Chafin throw their names in the ring for Ward 7. Blodgett says she supports solutions for affordable housing and more mental health resources. Chafin looks to support local businesses and address traffic concerns on Highway 9. A big topic for many voters today was homelessness in Norman.
I really wanted to know why we aren't doing something and getting them off the streets.
And I think shipping them to Tulsa and Oklahoma City is not the right answer.
Now all polls are open today until 7 p.m. Candidates must receive 50% of that total vote to be elected.
Thanks, Olivia. Be sure to follow OU Nightly on Instagram and Facebook. We'll bring you the results of the race as they come in.
The Oklahoma Senate advances a bill out of committee to move school board election dates. If passed into law, school board elections would take place in November instead of April. Now the bill heads to the Senate floor.
And Governor Kevin Stitt replaced 3 State Board of Education members with 3 new nominees. In a statement, Stitt says after disappointing test scores on the national assessment, our education infrastructure has fallen, prey to needless political drama. Test scores released showed that Oklahoma is in the bottom 10 of the nation in math and reading.
A federal judge blocks the Trump administration's effort to cut the National Institutes of Health funding. OU Nightly's Reagan Garvin has that and the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center.
Alexa, attorneys representing dozens of research institutions argue the funding cut would have a severe impact on critical public health research. If cuts go into effect, the president of the University of Oklahoma says it could impact OU Health and its patients. The judge rules that the cost cutting should be blocked temporarily. And 8 nonprofit organizations sue the Trump administration following the foreign aid freeze. The organizations claim they are owed millions of dollars for work done under the USAID programs prior to the freeze. The lawsuit argues that the Trump administration cannot legally withhold these funds that were already approved. The nonprofits are calling for a temporary halt to the freeze. And the name of the Gulf of Mexico officially changes on Google Maps now to the Gulf of America. This comes after the president made an executive order to change the name of the Gulf last month. The company says its policy is to apply name changes when they are updated by official government sources. Trump also changed the name of Mount Denali back to Mount McKinley, but the change has not been reflected by Google yet. And another plane crash in the United States leaves 1 dead and 3 others injured. The plane belonging to Vince Neil, lead singer of Motley Crue, crashed into a parked plane at the Scottsdale Airport in Arizona. Alexa, Rachel.
Thanks, Reagan. Coming up, we'll tell you more about our new 4-legged friend.
And how he could bring showers of love to your family.
Plus, the fight for banning cell phone use in Oklahoma schools continues.
Hear what the next steps could be to implement the policy when we come back.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and if you're looking for unconditional love, we may have found the one for you. OU Nightly's Emma McAndrews introduces you to our latest Pet of the Week.
Well, it might be a little rainy out today, but don't worry, I have the perfect thing to brighten it up. Get ready to meet Rainy, our pet of the week, and trust me, this little ray of sunshine will make any stormy day go away. Hey. With love in the air, Rainy is stealing hearts just in time for the season.
He loves to just merge with you. Like, he just wants to be close to you. He wants kisses, but then he'll kind of wander off and do his thing.
Staff say in his kennel he has a lot of anxiety, but once he's outside, that all goes away.
Rainey's once he is out of his kennel, he's a completely different dog. He is calm, walks great on a leash, just wants to be loved and petted and, his face kissed. He will be free to adopt. He's neutered, he's vaccinated, he's microchipped. He's got the right mindset. He's ready to get out of here and get into a home as soon as possible.
Whether it's rain or shine, Rainey is ready to shower you with love. If you're looking for a furry friend that'll make every day perfect, head to the Norman Animal Welfare and give this pup a forever home. Reporting from Norman, I'm Emma McAndrews.
If you or someone you know is interested in Rainey or any of the other pets from Norman Animal Welfare, you can find their website on normanok.gov under the Resident and Visitor tab. You can also call the center at your number on your screen. It's never too late to help a pet in need.
This morning, the Oklahoma Senate Committee sent a bill to be approved by the Conference Committee requiring schools to ban student cell phone use. The bell-to-bell policy means students' personal electronic devices will be banned during the school day if it is passed and approved. The bill will begin on July 1st.
The chance for winter weather on the way. Road conditions may be icy.
And after the break, your Campus Weather Authority continues with winter weather team coverage with car safety tips.
But first, we have the full forecast coming up right after the break. I'll tell you everything you need to know, including that timeline on this upcoming winter weather storm. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. We're tracking the chance for ice for a lot of central Oklahoma, and some folks in northern Oklahoma could see some snow, not here in campus or on campus, but these are our winter weather alerts right now. This is in effect until 12 p.m. tomorrow. These are winter weather advisories. That is because we could see a lot of winter precip. Current temperatures right now are in the 30s right now. You can see Oklahoma City is at 36. That's going to slowly start to decrease. So here's everything we know, just laying it all out right there. Light drizzle today will be above freezing as we are right now. And then as those temperatures begin to decline overnight into Wednesday morning, that's going to go from rain to freezing rain. And then in the afternoon tomorrow, clouds are going to linger once that system pushes out. And then we'll have minimal melting because we'll have those clouds lingering, keeping the sunshine from coming out and melting any of the ice, but we'll also be below freezing at that point. So here are the general areas to see precipitation. We could see snow further north, including the Panhandle, sleet, freezing rain, and then rain in southern and southeastern Oklahoma. Overnight tonight, we'll start to see this ramp up into a wintry mix around midnight tonight. That's going to become 90%. Greater chances overnight, 3, 4, 5 a.m. and then that'll clear out slowly but surely for your morning hours, but still going to have impacts even beyond the precipitation expected. Here's this all planned out for you. So your futurecast right here is showing snow in northern Oklahoma. This pink right here, that's what we're worried about the most. That could produce some freezing rain and causing those slick roads. That's going to continue off into Wednesday morning and then will be calm by Wednesday afternoon. So here's our ice accumulation. Our models are showing anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 0.15 inches. That doesn't seem like a lot, but that could cover the roads completely. And any more than that could cause power outages. So a very, very tricky situation right here. Snow accumulation anywhere from a trace to an inch in northern Oklahoma. So Norman specifically, we won't see much in terms of snow. All of it will be ice, freezing rain, and all of that sort. So keeping that in mind for tomorrow or tonight and into tomorrow. Now, even I want to take note, Thursday, we've got a high of 31 degrees, but our low 15 degrees. So anything that does melt on Wednesday afternoon will more than likely refreeze overnight Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So Thursday could be pretty slick as well. Now we could see a little bit of a warm up heading into next week, but I want our team coverage to continue. I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to OU Nightly meteorologist Sam Patterson for some more tips on safety.
Thank you, Chloe. As we heard earlier from Joel, a lot we can do to prepare our cars, but what are we going to do if we're out driving? Now, first off, we highly recommend you do not drive at all, but if you do, be sure to reduce your speeds. and take care of several things, reducing speeds, as I mentioned. Avoid sudden stops as best as you can, and of course, avoid steep inclines as best you can. Rachel, Alexa.
Thank you, Sam. You can stay weather aware at all times thanks to your campus weather authority and Next Gen Weather Call.
For just $1 a month, you will receive a call from an OU Nightly meteorologist anytime severe weather comes to Norman. Just scan the QR code on your screen and sign up today.
With March approaching, it's crunch time for college basketball. Teams across the country.
And OU women's gymnastics keeps winning. See who stood out the most. Kevin?
One Sooner standout exceeded his superstar teammate in the NBA. While OU women's basketball dodges a Tigers pounce to keep their tournament hopes alive. And three-pointers rained down in the Paycom Center. Next in sports. Hello, I'm Kevin Daniel, and it's time for sports. OU women's basketball picked up a 73-71 win over Auburn last night. But it didn't come as easy as expected. OU Nightly's Emily LaBeth tells us how it's any given night in the SEC.
It was all Sooners until the fourth quarter. A 10-point lead turned into a nail-biter when OU began turning the ball over and didn't make a single three from the side of the court I'm standing on. They squeaked out with the win, but couldn't keep that momentum going in the second half.
I want us to understand how good we can freaking be. What I don't understand is why, when things are going well and things work so well, the reason that we don't just keep doing it. And until we decide that we really want to be a great team, I don't know how to help us.
So I think we just got to stop being so tense when like times get kind of tight and like hard. And I mean, if we do that, I mean, we're limiting turnovers easily when we're just playing and flowing.
Skylar Vann was a bright spot for the Sooners, tying a career-high 20 points, and took a different approach offensively against Auburn.
I think not just for myself, but also for my team, I need to know that I got to look to score when I have the ball especially, or when I feel like I have a mismatch. And I definitely did that today, and it felt good. It felt like kind of how I just play good when I'm doing that, and I think I get also my teammates in good positions when I'm thinking score as well.
She didn't hesitate, and she was in a flow. And we didn't worry if it went in or didn't go in.
OU didn't have a complete team today as Reagan Beer sat out due to illness. The Sooners are hoping to have their leading scorer back soon, but they don't have a timeline on when she'll return. Reporting from the Lloyd Noble Center, Emily LaBeth, OU Nightly.
While Luka Doncic made his Lakers debut against the Utah Jazz last night, he couldn't keep up with Austin Reeves. The former Sooner finished with 22 points and 4 assists as Los Angeles gets the win 132-113. The Paycom Center may need to hire an electrician after the Oklahoma City Thunder shot lights out against the New Orleans Pelicans Monday night. The team scored a franchise record 27 three-pointers in the 137-101 victory. An OU women's gymnast has earned SEC honors every week this season, and junior Faith Torres kept that streak alive, earning her second straight SEC Gymnast of the Week award with her career-high 9.975 on vault against Kentucky. Alexa, Rachel?
Yeah, coming up, we're taking a trip across the world to meet a canine who could break a Guinness World Record.
Find out what makes this Dane great when we return.
I'm Nikki Womack at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The city of Norman is preparing for the possibility of winter weather. The courthouse will be closed tomorrow. Public Works staff says they're monitoring the conditions and will be ready to respond on the roads if needed. And for those in an emergency, overnight shelter is opening near James Gardner and West Gray Street. Alexa, Rachel?
Thanks, Nikki. Switching over to a story that has a furry side to it. At nearly 200 pounds, this is Ramses, a Great Dane from Germany who may just be the tallest dog in the world.
According to his owner, Ramses is a gentle giant who is anything but gentle on his food. He recently measured the Great Dane and submitted his height to the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I'm really excited to see if Ramses actually breaks this world record.
I'm excited for that, but I'm also excited for the cold. The dog days are over in Norman. Chloe, tell us what we're going to see.
Well, the dog days are over, but the polar bear days are here, I guess maybe you could say. It's
That works.
going to be cold. It's going to be cold over the next couple of days. We've got that chance for winter weather tonight into tomorrow. We'll be in the teens Wednesday night into Thursday, and then we'll see a warm up later on next week, but that's not for a while, so.
Right.
Yeah, thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Alexa Dringus.
And I'm Rachel Mosshammer. Be sure to watch OU Nightly Live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.